we saw obviously tremendous scenes as Real Madrid were arriving to the stadium today. Nigel, as you look at the scenes of them arriving, this is something spectacular. They had that behind them at the Bernabeu, but they're not going to have this now when they go to City, to the Etihad, or whatever it's called now, City of Manchester Stadium. I don't even know what it's called. But when they go there, they won't have that backing. But you still believe that Real Madrid, with their backs up against the wall in this second leg, can win and go through?
Ian, they'll remember this. And before they leave to go for that second leg, we probably won't see it a lot, but I'm sure they'll be made aware of what it means to this football club right now. So I always feel that they're at their best with their backs against the wall. And I feel that we're going to see a different animal. I think we're going to see a lot more clinical, a lot more aggressive Real Madrid at the Etihad or the City of Manchester, whatever you want to bloody call it, as long as you don't call it Ibrox. But yeah, I really do. I think that they'll be ready for it. And it's going to be a great second leg. Honestly, if you really appreciate football at the highest level and understand individual battles and personnel and what it is, this is the game you want to watch. It really is. And I think that the second leg is going to be like a Champions League final.
Are we really kidding ourselves, though, that City of Manchester Stadium, Etihad Stadium, whatever we're going to call it in this show, actually, intimidates players in terms of the atmosphere it generates? I don't think it does.
No. It definitely doesn't. Because I remember playing there, and I smashed one prick who used to play there as well. And he went off.
Go to break.
There's a reason why you don't see the videos. We have to stop this video now with Nigel very quickly before he gets himself suspended from our show. But there's a reason why they don't show the bus rolling into the City of Manchester Stadium, because every time they go to a red light, they have to rush through it. They can't stop because they might steal the wheels if they stop at a red light around that area of Manchester. I remember going to the game at Main Road, Moss Side, Manchester, and I pulled up at the light thinking, where on earth am I right now? There is no way you could pay me to get out of this vehicle right now. Moss Side, Manchester. You must have played there, Nigel, at Main Road.
I didn't play at Main Road. No, I played at the Etihad because I wasn't there for Main Road. The atmosphere, listen, JJ, there's a few stadiums where on a night like this, like I'll be honest with you, Anfield, when there's a big game at stake, the atmosphere that Liverpool fans can generate in that stadium is absolutely bone tingling. Like if you played for Liverpool, it literally is. If you can't play in the atmosphere, you should never play football. But Manchester City, it's still new. It's very corporate. It doesn't create the atmosphere of intimidation. Nowhere near it.
It is a fortress though, Nigel. It has become a fortress for Manchester City.
I would say I still think it's too corporate. I think because of how the stadium's been built, it's not really, it's the same thing as people discuss where you talk about Upton Park, what that used to be like in big nights, to what the London Stadium is like. It's not the same. The fans are trying it, but it's not the same. But for me, when you see that of Real Madrid fans, I'm telling you, it's going to be a phenomenal second leg. But we could tell the story about After Dark, what Manchester City player that I smashed and he ran into the tunnel after. Just letting you know, I smashed him in the middle of the pitch.
You know how much we look forward to those After Dark episodes, and it's definitely on producer Dez's hit list, or at least I hope it is, because I think we've got so much material now that it's going to make a fantastic, at least 3-part series. But no, I mean, looking forward to that second leg. It does feel like it's finally set up for that, and also as well, I think it really depends on which side makes the brighter start, because if City look sort of as subdued and sort of second guessing themselves in the same way that they were after the opening sort of 10, 15 minutes here, then those City fans are going to start getting, a bit jittery, and the Real fans that are present are going to be emboldened by that. And, I do think as well, there's going to be that sort of nagging feeling in the home crowd as well, at least until City score, that, it could be sort of last year all over again. Because I think we're all just, maybe that's why so many people were complaining about this first leg in the first place, because they're thinking back to last year and they're like, where are the goals? And I think we forget too easily that last year it was quite a slow burner, because the goals just basically came right at the end and in extra time. So, for me, I think that this has still got a long way to go in that second leg, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm glad you said that, JJ. And quick for me is, I think the subs City didn't use any of their subs today. They do have players that can come on and make a difference. So do Real Madrid. You look at the Copa del Rey, you have the likes of Marco Asensio, who that guy has been a big game player. He's not the same player he was when he first burst onto the scene in Madrid colors, but you have the likes of Tchouaméni coming on. And you saw the difference when they came on. They could have pipped one at the end, and this could have been a whole different storyline. I don't expect Pep Guardiola to play the same 11 for 90 minutes or beyond, but I think the likes of Julian Alvarez, he could be a big, big factor if he comes on late in the game.
Mike, I'm coming back to you on this one here. Obviously, the fixtures coming up to the Real Madrid Getafe coming up here. Everton against Manchester City. Everton, fantastic recently, by the way. There's a bit of spirit actually within their team. They look good last game out, and they look dangerous last game out. Not an easy place to go play ahead of that Real Madrid game. So now, how important is rotation for Pep Guardiola? I mean, he has basically two world-class 11s. How important is rotation? What rotation are you expecting for that Everton game ahead of then going into the second leg?
I think you're going to see quite a bit of rotation. Maybe your key figures, I think, are Erling Haaland, because he'll want to get back in goal scoring form. I think a goal will do him a ton of good to get ready for the second leg. Expect him to start, but I don't expect to see Kevin De Bruyne on the starting 11. We saw it in the last game before this tie, about 6 changes coming into it. I expect wholesale changes. Now, the players who are well rested on the bench, they are still very good players who will be chomping at the bit, because now you are playing for a spot in that second leg. If you're Riyad Mahrez, if you're Julian Alvarez, you could be playing very well to start and pip someone that didn't have the best of games in the first leg. So it's all to play for in that City dressing room.
JJ, your thoughts on this game at the weekend against Everton? I mean, the Toffees are doing pretty well right now. It's not an easy place to go play for City because they're going to have to work their socks off.
Yeah, I actually, sort of picking my scores for the run-in, I actually went for Everton to get a point here. I thought it was going to be the only time that City kind of slip up in the run-in, but obviously I didn't expect that Everton would go and deliver that thrashing to Brighton the other day. So I don't know. It'll be tight. It really wouldn't surprise me if it's a score draw.
Do you know what? JJ, me and you're on great simple minds right here. I predicted 1-1 for tonight, and I also predicted, I think I predicted a draw for the Everton game as well. It was the only points I saw City dropping with Everton fighting for their lives. Prediction time. Nigel, Rio, Coker, you want to go first?
For what? What we're predicting?
Well, I mean, we got to predict now who goes through and what you think's going to happen in the second leg. That would probably be a great start.
I think City were great today, and I think City will probably be great again in the second leg. But I just feel that Real Madrid have too much to edge them, and I've seen Real Madrid at their best with backs against the wall. No La Liga, nothing else to play for but the Champions League now. Man City are still trying to do treble, and we're just discussing about changes, the games and everything. So I think in the same time, we've got to give a lot of credit to Sir Alex Ferguson and the United that did that treble, of how difficult it is to manage all of that. But I'm going to go for Real Madrid to go through.
Michael Hood.
I said it going into the preview, and I stick by what I said. And Ian, your eyeballs almost shot out through your glasses when I said it. Real Madrid will qualify, not just to qualify, will qualify, and it will happen in extra time. 2 prize fighter in the middle of the ring. They're not going to give up. It's going to go the distance, and someone's going to be a hero of a lifetime.
JJ, you've always said that Real Madrid, you know, when their backs are against the wall, this is their competition. Are you agreeing with these two?
You know what? I do agree with Mike. I'm going for a draw after 180 minutes. I think it's going to be 1-1 again. And I think that Real will deliver in extra time. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Real win.
I have nothing against Real Madrid at all whatsoever. Respect their history, respect them in this competition, have bet against them many a time, even last year when they went on to win it. But I see City going through, man. Oh, no. I just see this being a good result for Man City. 1-1 at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. 1-1.
Away goals don't count, Ian. And this is the same Ian who said from now on, hold on, wait. This is the same Ian, ladies and gentlemen. From now on, Borussia Dortmund, they're going to win every game of the season to win the league, the Bundesliga, right?
They still can.
Bro.
Have you seen Bayern? Nigel, I'll go as far as to say City to score 3 goals in the second leg.
For 4-3 Real Madrid.